Afternoon, everybody. I had a script, and yesterday I stood here, and I was looking at that symbol, same symbol I started my presentation with almost 2 years ago, first time that I represented BitStocks at CoinGeek London. And Nicola, I'm sorry, but I've decided to throw away the script and just speak, because this symbolizes the journey that I have taken to get to my understanding with Bitcoin. And before I get into the journey that started BitStocks, I have to pay homage and my respects to who set me on my journey and gave me the clarity. I've not seen you here today, but if you are here, Dr. Craig Wright, Satoshi Nakamoto, when Craig popped back on the scene, Arnhem, he said something that was insanely profound. He said that Bitcoin is the first biologically inspired network. With the background information and the things that I find interesting and the things that I was studying, I had an epiphany moment. I saw the order within the chaos. And I realized that not only did Craig inspire me as an intellect, Craig inspired me as a character who stood for what he believes in and is willing to speak his truths. He really was, for me, the first symbol and a great way as to what inspired gravity and why I call gravity gravity, because he, to me, demonstrated the first example of gravity. We are all here because of his efforts. And when he showed the network model for Bitcoin, the near-complete ring, I knew that at that moment, there was an aspect to Bitcoin that has yet to be properly articulated. There's another level to this. There is the seen, and then there's the unseen. So best part 2 years ago, when I started my presentation with this very symbol, I didn't articulate it. I didn't expand upon it. But it was and is what fuels my mission. And I want to break this down today and really bring people inside as to what the Vitruvian Man means in Da Vinci, the Vitruvian Man, and how I believe this symbol also tells the story and explains the story of Bitcoin and where I believe we are going and where we can go. In the Da Vinci, the Vitruvian Man, this is a symbol of unity. The relationship of the 5-star formation being what we all are, and the unity between the square and the circle. The square represents the body. Feet to base, arms extended out. The square, something with a beginning, and it has an end. The jumping jack position is demonstrative of levity. The circle, something that has no beginning and it has no end. Bitcoin and the invention of Bitcoin in this story represents the body. Craig burst on the scene and he created a beautiful invention, a true gift of light, and then had the tenacity and the intellect and the preparation, and more importantly, the will to protect the body, to preserve it, to lock it down, the patterns, and we've just now reinstated it back to its true form with Genesis. However, that's one layer. And Craig speaks insanely holographically. So much so that it is quite difficult for many to keep hold of a thread because he's coming from so many different layers. And I've said and I've maintained now the difference that separates, say, a genius and your everyday individual. We are all capable of being geniuses. The thing that separates is the ability to maintain a thread. And these threads are layered. So when Craig says that Bitcoin is a biologically inspired network, me being the crazy individual that I am, I took that as a challenge. I was like, let me see if I can see what it is that you're saying. Is there evidence of this? And boy, did I see the evidence. And this unification between the body and therefore the spirit being unity became the design inspiration for gravity. Because as simple as this circle looks, this is what I saw and see inside Bitcoin. And in that realization that, oh crap, the body cannot be animated without the spirit. There's another side to Bitcoin that we're not looking at. And it's all of us. It's the unseen, the spin. This is what the gravity logo is depicting. It is a 2D representation of the Bitcoin network. And I believe that the network is a torus. And it's a 2D demonstration of that torus. So the reason why it's important for me to speak on this, it really is what fuels us at BitStocks. And the next stage then is okay, how are we going to manifest this? How are we going to make our own changes? Because as a business, we have drastically changed due to the realizations that Craig has dropped on the space. We as a business has spun around his vision. And what we plan on doing and how we aim to execute that vision is with our Trinity, the 3 E's. The first of which is to educate. This really is the core passion of BitStocks. It's what we started with. It's the aspect that I've been saying to my team now for years that it doesn't matter how amazing our products are. The one aspect that can never be copied is our soul. And the media operation, BitStocks Media and BitStocks TV, really is us speaking our truths. This is why we have the likes of Truth and Light, The Awakening, the BitStocks podcast, and a variety of other series that we are going to be launching on the channel, really scale things up to be a daily media house of truth, because we genuinely believe in the mantra of learning to teach and teaching to learn. Which then, once you have the knowledge, the next very important function is to be sovereign, to feel sovereign, to be empowered. This is what the gravity banking ecosystem is about. The Bitcoin banking ecosystem is that we're building is to really help enable human beings truly be more of what we are. Only once a human being can stand on sovereign grounds can you affect your knowledge to the truest sense of the word. If you see within your organization malevolence taking place, what is preventing you from taking action if you're of a benevolent intent? It is, are you sovereign or not? Or if you speak out too prematurely, will you be held accountable in a way that is unjust? These are the hidden aspects in our psychological complex and our societal complex that governs our actions. A huge aspect as to how we want to bring the message of sovereignty forward has been embodied in our Introducer and our Ambassador program. This, for us, is a way that we aim and really want to connect with our fellow human beings who are united with us on this mission, and reach out to the likes of people with social media presence, celebrities, etc., really to bring more mainstream adoption and thinking to this space, where the gravity logo really does become a badge of honor. And this leads us on to, well, education, and I'm sovereign. Well, where are we directing it? And this is where we look towards evolution, humanity. BitStocks is forming partnerships around the world with different thinkers, people making insane innovations to really push the subject that is humanity forward, where profit is not the forefront of their efforts. This is just one of the solutions around mining that we're looking into, immersion cooling technology, which is completely sustainable and environmentally friendly. And this individual here this guy has been a great inspiration of mine for years and is a true brother of mine and definitely a warrior of light. This is none other than Nassim Haramein, one of the greatest physicists on the planet and has the most accurate model for the radius of the proton on the planet. He actually reduced the model, the standard model, which was 4% off. When you're speaking at the quantum scale, you might as well be 100% off. His thinking and his approach and his unified view of how he views not just science, but just our connection within science, allowed me to see the real hidden potential that's baked within Bitcoin. And it enabled me to view the possibilities that Bitcoin isn't the only technology. Bitcoin is a purifier of technologies, and it allows us to access and mobilize other technologies in ways that we never even thought were possible. Gone are the days of sci-fi. There is today. What about if you can step inside of Bitcoin? This question gets asked all the time. What is gravity? I've traveled the world to find someone that couldn't be better to answer that question, even better than me.
Nassim, big question. What is gravity? Well.
And as soon as I step off this stage, the most special, most beautiful conversation of truth and light will be dropped on our media channel as soon as I step off this stage. Episode 1 is a 2-hour conversation recorded about 2 weeks ago between me and Nassim, discussing not just the universe, our place within the universe and our connection with all. And you see on camera me helping educate Nassim as to what Bitcoin truly actually is. This next part, I can't even believe I'm going to say what it is that I'm saying. But seeing what it is that I saw in Bitcoin and Craig saying that Bitcoin is biologically inspired, and then not having a reference point where I can communicate with people about this, I then literally had to travel around the world. And those travels led me to meeting Nassim and forming a beautiful relationship. And now what we're doing is we are setting up a collaborative research division endorsed by Nassim Haramein to unlock the real hidden potential that is within Bitcoin and artificial intelligence model to bring a real benevolent solution that can only be governed and run on top of Bitcoin's time chain. I just want to take a moment now really to acknowledge my team, because this next section they put together without me even realizing they put it together. And over the last couple of years while I've been on this journey, you guys have enabled me to do that. I am merely the spark. You guys are the engine to deliver this mission to humanity. And this next segment is not only put together by our media team, it was actually voiced over by individuals who work at BitStocks, who are daily tasked with delivering upon what it is that we're doing here, because they understand and they know that Bitcoin is memory, that BitStocks is not a company, and gravity is not just a product. It's a mission.
We are born with the ability to dream, to aspire,
to achieve our goals,
to be the masters of our own destiny. But we are also enslaved by a system.
A system designed to distract us,
to isolate us,
to stifle our latent potential.
A system that has remained mostly unchallenged, until now.
We are a new generation.
We fight back with light.
Today we take back our dreams.
We take back our goals.
We stand tall to reimagine, redefine, and re-engineer our future and the future of generations to come.
We harness advancing technologies to work for us, not against us.
We use Bitcoin to forge our individual sovereignty, to connect as a global collective.
And to contribute to the evolution of humanity.
This is you.
This is me.
This is us, together. We are one. We are gravity.
It really is a mission. Thank you.